If your business is failing, this is why. And my promise to you in this video is to show you why it's not actually you. You've tried posting 3 times a day, hiring coaches, downloading freebies, commenting on videos, and none of it still seems to actually sink in and actually just work. Especially those of you who are running ads, you're still finding that there's inconsistencies inside of your business. Maybe you have an offer and you made a new one and people are trying to buy it, but have done one thing. Maybe you've been trying to redesign an offer and create services for people, help them with their problems, but no one seems to actually want it or to buy it. I promise you in this video, it is not you, it is the timing and the system that you're using. Basically, what's happening is you're rowing in the wrong direction inside of your boat. So the absolute best solution that I've been using with my clients for over 5 years now is timing intelligence, and I'll explain what that looks like. So I'm posting this video on October 1st. There is currently something going on with a planet called Mars, and it is currently in this particular space. This is called a house. There are 12 total houses, and each house says different things about your business. And when a planet enters that house, a different part of your business is affected. If you're a personal brand and your face is in the front, you use your own personal chart for your own personal timing windows. And if you have a business that's registered with your government, you would use the chart of the business and the day that it was incorporated, and you got the articles of incorporation. So let's just say this planet Mars and this planet Mercury is in the 5th house and Mars is in the 8th house. Mercury is responsible for your communications with your business. Also, it has to do with cash flow. Many other things. If you actually want to cheat, you can see here where I circle Mercury, it has to do with all of these specific topics. So for this example, until about November 6th, which the time isn't relevant, I'm just explaining something to you. The most important thing would be networking, community involvement, local partnerships, customer feedback, local ads, content creation, email marketing, communication strategy, social media presence. All of that has to do with Mercury. Now, depending on where this is happening in your life, it could affect any of these areas, but you must know which one. Now, this is where it gets fun. When Mercury or Mars is going through your chart or your business's chart, this is the ideal time for you to really focus on the problem not being you, but the problem being your own business. And again, you can look at your chart. If you're the face of the brand, if you are not the face of the brand, you look at the business's chart. So when we look at Mercury and it's, for example, in the 5th house, in order to focus on the social media presence and the communication strategy and all of the workshops and seminars, the most important thing that needs to happen is you need to do these things in alignment with these things. So if you want to create a better social media presence, you're going to want more creative branding. Use customer feedback to create your social media. Your marketing campaigns should involve the community. So you would ask the community how and what they want. Collect customer feedback. And you can use this in so many different ways. That customer feedback can go to innovation workshops. It can go to being more playful with your customers, clients, and students. Your email marketing should feel more like a customer experience instead of trying to sell them something every single email. Now, that's just one beautiful example. The next example I want to show you of timing intelligence is understanding, okay, if Mars is in the 8th house, what does Mars do? Now, Mars is great because it has to do with the legal structure of your business, your leadership style, visibility, your brand, client perception, networking events and first impressions, your marketing materials, and your personal presentation. So wherever Mars is floating through your own business's chart or your own personal chart, you're going to have a different outcome. And it's important to understand. So we would take all of this, and for example, if Mars is going through your 8th house at any moment or any house, you can just look in here and see very clearly, okay, my personal brand right now is going to involve joint ventures, resource optimization, I need to plan for crises. This is a good time for investment opportunities, financial strategies, transparency, transformation, empowerment, risk management, and debt management. And this is what you would focus on at that time for your own personal brand. This is what the market would love to hear from you as well, because this is going to help them solve their own unique problems. And this actually works for anything in health, wealth, and relationships. And it's mind-blowing to me how you can calculate this, because I've seen it and done it time and time again. And I've also helped thousands of businesses do the same exact thing. Now, let's just say you have no clue how to do what I just showed you. That's completely fine. I actually created a custom GPT just for you to take advantage of so that you can figure out your specific windows in your chart. And this is absolutely revolutionary for those of you who don't have the gift or skill yet of reading a birth chart. Now, this tool would seem like novelty if I hadn't done over 2 decades of research on people in the Forbes list and their birthday, what industry they're in, what time they made their most money, when they lost it all, how they recouped it. All of that is inside of this tool to help you solve this specific problem. I'll give you a quick demo. So I'm just going to plug in my birthday, March 15th, 1993, St. Paul, Minnesota, 7:15 a.m. I personally prefer to use the voice feature inside of any tools to the best of my ability, because it allows me to articulate really what it is that I want to do. So all we're going to do here is put in the birth information and hit confirm. It's then going to connect to my invisible angels working over there. And it's going to grab your birth chart just like this so that you have a clear breakdown. Now, I have added some really good books in here as well that are business related and going to help you figure out things like your offer, how to get leads, how to actually build your money model. Because no matter what the service or info or structure of your business, it must be in alignment with you, and it must make absolute sense to the people that you're serving. FYI, this works really well for crypto and e-commerce and real estate as well. For those of you who are in those spaces, this will help you understand a lot of really good techniques about how you should be doing your own individual messaging. So we can scroll down here and we can actually just do what I think is the smartest thing to do. So anytime you hear anyone talk about a specific planet or anything like this, you can actually just plug that into your chart and ask what it means for me. I'll show you an example. Mars just entered Scorpio and it's going into my 8th house. What should I be focusing on right now? Also, Mercury's in Libra at the time I'm recording this video. How does that play into my business and everything you know about coaching, info, and structure and AI for my business specifically? Ask me questions until you have complete clarity as well. So this is what you will do on your specific device. Now, the great thing here is it's hyper personalized to you. And I have several prompts in my prompt library when I'm coaching people to help them figure out exactly what they should be doing in their own business. So as we just saw on the other chart as well, it's the same conclusion. Joint resources. What now to focus on is deals, partnerships, funding, and shared ventures. Negotiate, reevaluate contracts, renegotiate equity splits, things like this. Beautiful. Deep transformations, let go of outdated business models, systems that no longer serve. Beautiful. Who holds leverage? What's hidden? Clarify ownership structure, intellectual property rights, of course. Shadow work, fear around money, control, trust, vulnerability. Use coaching, therapy, journaling to remove what's blocking the scale. Makes sense. Challenges, breakdowns, and sudden shifts. Be ready to pivot fast. Crises often carry gold if you learn consciously. True. And then it's going to ask you some questions to take things even further. I'm not going to do that in this video, but what I do want to bring up is one important critical thing. So what I want to do is share something with you that I think could be infinitely beneficial for you and help you really solve one thing. And that is timing and structure. Now, we'll help you build a profitable online business within the next 1 to 2 months with a little known AI system, which is the one I showed you earlier, that's responsible for over hundreds of billions of verified profits for billionaires over the last 20 years. Now, I want you to use the tool that I gave you, but there are some really long, in-depth prompts that I've written for clients that have helped them gain absolute clarity over the last few months that I've worked with them. And I've been doing this for over a year now. Down below, I'll put this document so you can go and watch it yourself. This is for people who have critical launches, strategic partnerships, investment choices they must make, business pivots, visibility and influence, talent, and team building that they're doing. And this is not for people with a quick fix mentality. The right fit is someone who is wanting to make $10,000 a month, leave their job, or they're already scaled past $10,000 a month and they need all of these critical things that I said up here in the green space. Now, the key thing here is the difference between a good decision and a great decision is the speed at which it's made. And most entrepreneurs make decisions very slowly. And this is because they don't have timing intelligence. The opportunity here is the billionaire pattern analysis. Again, we've taken 20 plus years of data on billionaires and what they did at the times they did them in their industries. And the beautiful thing is these will align with you. This is absolutely powerful. So what is timing intelligence? Well, the key thing here is the framework is it's going to be your business's birth chart or your own individual birth chart. We're going to input the correct data, which I just showed you inside of Wealth Window Strategist. I have a special prompt that will generate something called your core code, which is your personal karmic wealth signature. Essentially, it's how you specifically amplify your money through service. And again, this can be for crypto, real estate, info, services, products, software, any of these spaces. Next is we're going to do something called a map money triangle. This is your baseline for stability internally to make sure that you are always aligned with what it is that you want next and feeling fulfilled. Step 2 is your calendar integration. So I want to take your Google Calendar and we're going to automate these timing alerts into your business because your calendar should be your biggest asset. Your time is your biggest asset as a business owner. And then we're going to go into your wealth engine. So this is your personal money multiplication pattern. How do you multiply patterns? We'll solve that in here. Phase 1, days 0 through 14. We're going to help you stop being a reactive entrepreneur, making the random decisions, to becoming a strategic architect who moves when business cycles are the most supportive for you or your business. Phase 2 is implementation and testing. We will move from gut instinct and take all of the data that we are collecting and add it into your own personal timing intelligence. Every choice becomes an opportunity to optimize rather than coin flip. Phase 3 is mastery and compounding those effects. Days 45 through 90, you're no longer someone who hopes decisions work out. You're someone who knows when to move to get the maximum impact and leverage. Phase 4, this is 90 days plus. You will have decision making that becomes legendary and aligned with the time of you, your business, and of course the market. People start asking you how you always know the perfect time to make decisions, kind of like Warren Buffett, who's a Virgo, by the way. The document down below on this video, what you'll see is people that I have done this with over and over. Business owners, regular people who wanted to build a personal brand, celebrities who hit me up for understanding timing windows for themselves. Shout out to Kalani. And you'll see a repeatable process of how I'm able to look at people's timing intelligence and give them peer feedback on what it is they need to do and when. And this is so important because it's not just me telling you, it's also me guiding you through the actual steps. Now, the key thing here is you might be wondering, will this work for me? Well, what I can say is I have thousands of people that I've helped with this. And in terms of decision clarity, confidence, and usefulness, one of the key things is 82% of people have said increased clarity has happened based on the surveys. 86% of people actually truly find this useful. That positions us as delivering both speed of comprehension and quality of insight. You can see here, in my community of business owners that I'm working on this with and teaching them these methods, I have 5 stars. The deepest transformation is this system doesn't just improve your business timing, it fundamentally shifts your relationship to decision-making itself. You stop being someone who hopes things will work out and become someone who knows when to move for maximum impact. The emotional shift is profound, from anxiety and second guessing to confidence and strategic clarity, from feeling like business is happening to you to feeling like you're orchestrating every major move with precision timing. Now, of course, you're going to have tons of questions. That's totally fine. What you can do is you'll find questions down below here that I've answered that people have asked me over the last 5 years that I've been doing this. You can also comment them down below. That would be fine as well. There are some testimonials like here from Amanda.
Hi, my name is Amanda Velasquez, and I run a website called West University Moms. I started with Sonny about 4 weeks ago after I saw him on.
And you'll find some raw testimonials down below as well from other entrepreneurs that I've done this with outside of those multitude of case studies that I gave you before. So let's talk about one more key thing that I know will help you and provide you with some value. The key houses that you want to focus on, like we were talking about in the video, is the second house, the seventh house, and the 11th house. If you have an online business, these are the ones that are going to be the most affluent to building. The reason why I choose the 11th house as one of the best for business is because it has to do with your community, which is ultimately your social media following. Now, most of you watching this video will have some type of mentorship that you're doing in some way, shape, or form. And this allows you to move into group offerings. This is absolutely key because when you are building out your vision, we must focus on the social impact. And I truly believe that if you orchestrate it like this, you will have a much better time. Now, some of you, when you go into Wealth Window Strategist, you won't have any planets inside of your 11th house. That doesn't mean you can't ask this question. Based on my 11th house, 7th house, 6th house, and 2nd house, how should I be building and structuring my business for maximum fulfillment and delivery to my customers and clients? Go ahead and steal that prompt. And of course, you can find it on the screen here. So if you do not have any planets in the 11th house, 7th house, 6th house, 2nd house, that's fine. Timing intelligence still works for you. Again, I'm just here to help you actually implement on the actual creation of what we discovered inside of this tool. I have hundreds of prompts that solve specifically things around acquisition, around conversion, and the most important, which is fulfillment. So as you can see here in my own personal chart, group offerings, online communities, masterminds, and digital ecosystems is my planet. Saturn gives me the discipline to do long-term legacy in community type structures, which makes a lot of sense because my first profitable decision was actually creating a Patreon and then an online community and then doing group coaching. And this really helped my clients because I was able to speak to multiple, and because of the way they framed their questions, I was able to help multiple people solve multiple problems from different angles. Now, my 7th house is empty, but Venus still rules it, meaning that partnerships are important. My ruler is in my 1st house, which means that fulfillment principle, partnerships, and client agreements are crucial, but they must hold an Aries brand. So I don't do silent partnerships. My deals are almost always me showcasing the people that I'm working with. Basically, what that means is you are the hero. And I want you to type down below, I am the hero, because you are the hero in my story. And the more I help you win and defeat and slay your own dragons and demons and shadows, the better I become. That's my selfish input. So my 6th house has Jupiter here. So my growth happens when I help you implement your systems, workflows, and daily deliverable models, which is why I use several AI tools. But most importantly, structuring out your business. So I want to show you really quickly what structuring out a business looks like because it has something to do with your chart. Now, the key thing here is I have grown my social medias from homelessness and made my first 100,000 in 8 months because I understood this key thing, which is status, power, credibility, and likeness. This is all inside of your birth chart. If you guys would like, I can make another video on that as well. The goal is to increase your likelihood of compliance. My favorite on this list is actually power. So if you have power, the healthy side of power is say-do correspondence, which you'll find in this document. Say-do correspondence is the most important thing a business owner can have in any aspect, and any human should be taking advantage of this. The key thing here is power is say-do correspondence, meaning if I say something and you do it and something good happens, when I say something again and you do it and another good thing happens, I become influential over you. Now, it's very important that you create these types of dynamics with people. You say something, they do it, and something good happens. This over time compounds and helps you have more influence. So it's not just about what kind of content you're making or what you're selling. When you say something and people do it, do good things happen? That is where you need to put a lot of your time, energy, and focus if you want this thing to truly work. And of course, I have a framework for this. Next is the profile funnel breakdown. Your profile must be optimized for people to understand your say-do correspondence, your likability, your credibility, as well as your status. This is going to help them because there's only a few ways to actually create content and get traffic. Of course, there's carousels, videos, one-pagers, but what do you do after you post? Do you just give them a freebie? No, we actually walk them through an entire process. And in your business, this is the sixth house. This is the systems house. So this is why I built this. I have Jupiter and Libra. So I love systems and actually mapping it out to the point where you give them the dynamic asset, which helps them make a buying decision, or you have a conversation to where you can figure out what the deal is that you would even make with your potential people. And then of course, there's a follow-up sequence, which I have scripts for and templates for. Next is your sales call. How do you structure the sales call? How do you actually help someone understand what you do, how you can help them, and what are the likelihood percentages of them being a good fit to work with you? Well, it all happens up here. I'll spoiler alert. Next is onboarding call to fulfillment. Like I said, fulfillment is the most important piece. Next is actually getting clients results. Now, whether you have a physical product, digital product, service, or you have some type of software or crypto doing real estate, getting your clients the results that they want is absolutely key and is always going to be where the money is. Focusing on your client results is so important. And that's why I love the sixth house. Again, you can look at your own sixth house, but you will only understand it like this. This is my guide essentially to unlimited customers. The most important piece is fulfillment. Think about it like this. When you order something from Amazon and you can literally see how long it will take to get to your house, they'll tell you when it's being boxed, when it's being shipped, how long it's going to take, when it's actually in the truck, and it lands at your house. This is fulfillment. And Amazon has become the giant that it is because Jeff Bezos, who is a Capricorn, and by the way, Amazon's a Scorpio, they have mastered fulfillment. And Scorpio as a company loves to fulfill on desire consistently. That's why Amazon is so strong. And how do you do it? Well, we just need to nail down your communications, your client tracking, and your mechanism. A lot of people think they need to figure out a niche, which is actually still a good idea, but it's better that you decide that you are the niche and then you take this fulfillment structure into your business because it will serve you. And of course, it will serve your customers and clients. And this is exactly what I've done with all of these business owners, celebrities, and people who are just starting as coaches or mentors. So what's the next step? The next step is for you to apply for a one-to-one with me. Just go ahead and click this link. It's down below, but it'll look like this. Let's have a call. Let's walk through your specific timing intelligence and get you dialed in on what it is that you are trying to accomplish and what's blocking you. It more than likely is timing and structure of what's going on right now. I can see it as clear as day because I've done it so many times, and I'm excited to speak with you. And I hope you find this video helpful. Book a call down below. Let's see your specific timing intelligence so you can scale past the feast and famine that you've been experiencing. Remember, things are as easy as you make them, and right now is the perfect time.